G'day guys, welcome back to the Thirsty Mason. So today I was going to go through my cellars and do a bit of a cleanup, and the bright idea came to me that maybe today I can show you an example of a $20 wine aging for 20 years. So what I have here is a Seppelt chalambar shiraz from the Grampians. The Grampians is a very interesting region where it is, a far more robust and harsh young red, as opposed to the elegance that we've come to know from the Barossa and other cold climate regions, for example, be that your Yarra Valley, Clare Valley, Orange. So, because we're dealing with such a beautiful old bottle here, you can't use a regular corkscrew. You have to use one of these prongs. These prongs will maintain the integrity of the cork that's been sitting for 21 years. If you were trying to corkscrew through it, you could actually cause that cork to just fall apart and then fall into the wine. Second of all, I'll be undertaking a process called double decanting. As you can see, I'm now decanting into a large glass jar, in which I'm very slowly pouring the wine, and I'm observing the neck of the bottle. You'll notice that I've taken off all of the packaging from around the neck in order for me to actually see the wine pouring out. As it's pouring, I'm looking for any kind of sediments, cork bits, all those kinds of contaminants that could possibly be in there. Basically, I want to have only pure wine being poured into the decanter. After it is finished pouring, then I will be pouring it back into the bottle. As you can see there, I'm looking into the light to see if I can actually see any sediments. Light reveals sediment far more than the shadow as you're pouring it. So as you're reaching the bottom, maybe bring it towards light and then have a look to see where the sediment is sitting. Alright, so I've proceeded to pour the very last of it. And can we just appreciate that gorgeous colour? Holy moly, that's 21 years old and it looks like a brand new wine. Gorgeous and dark. And then I'll be showing you an example of what I mean when I say sediment. So as I finish off pouring the bottle, I'll be placing the sediment as I swirl the bottle into this glass. Then I'll bring it to you so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. The sediment is the relaxing of the wine over the years, and it releases this almost tea leaf like sediment within the bottle. That is why double decanting is critically important. Hell, you can even just decant once. However, I'm a bit of a well, not to say perfectionist. I'm a bit more of a I enjoy the aesthetics of serving wine in the bottle that it belongs to. So I've rinsed out the whole bottle to remove any of the existing sediments. I'll be using a funnel to drop the original wine back into the same bottle, hence decanting twice. The reason I enjoy doing it this way is it actually swirls the wine within the funnel itself, creating almost like a little whirlpool, and that aerates the wine quite significantly. Mind you, this has been sitting in a bottle for 21 years. It has been pent up, and it can't really show its character until it has had time to breathe that little bit. So, that is double decanting. You should be doing this for any aged wine that you deal with. You notice I didn't do it for the Stamp of Australia because I was dealing with a 1.5 litre bottle. For the sake of the tasting, I figured I'd just pour directly into the glass. But as it stands, it's a smaller bottle. The quality is quite high. I want to make sure that I have a clean drinking experience. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy the video. G'day, guys. Welcome back to the Thirsty Mason. As you saw from the opening video, I have now double decanted this wine. And the reasoning for this whole experiment is I have done the experiment of cheap wine for long ages. So I think it'd be quite interesting in how does doubling the price of the base wine end up affecting the aging potential? Because we've proven that $10 wine from Australia can age. And first and foremost, I wish to apologise to the Hardy stamp of Australia. Because it was such a large bottle, it was still quite closed up when I came to do that tasting. Yesterday I had a friend of mine come over and we ended up finishing off the rest of the bottle, and due to the fact that it had that little bit of time for the oxygen to really penetrate the wine, it ended up having a vastly different tasting experience. Again, I'm not going to say that it was a shooting star, but it did show the characteristics of age and it was a very drinkable product. Okay, we both quite enjoyed ourselves over a lunch of shepherd's pie. But today we're dealing with Seppelt, one of the great wines of Australia. And it's also from one of my all-time favourite regions. Alright, the Grampians is a wine region that is underestimated for its power. It produces shiraz of insane strength, insane fruitiness. Their weather is just, it plays with the grapes so interestingly. I've never had a shiraz from anywhere else in Australia that has that characteristic of like stewed prunes on it. You know, super rich, super plummy, super, everything is like ranked up to 10. And believe it or not, I don't really enjoy that as a young wine. But as you can see, we've had this sitting inside the bottle for 21 years. And like, we've seen that it's been aged beautifully and the color is still quite powerful. So let's pour ourselves a glass of a $21 wine for 21 years. And instantly, the depth is all there. Holy moly. I can't see my finger through it. At 21 years old. That is just unheard of. That's quality. Let's nose this. Oh, get the fuck out of town. Oh. That is just so good. That's nuts. Oh man. That's beautiful character. That smells like a young, vibrant wine at 21 years old. That can sit another 10 years. I'll give you what you like. I reckon that would withstand the 30s, no problem. Because I'm getting beautiful stewed fruits. Again, that is what that region is quite famous for. That beautiful plumminess. But that timber comes through. I'm getting immense chocolate. Oh man. Like, I'm just trying not to like dive in. Okay. Alright, let's get serious. Okay, I'm getting strawberries. That creme de cassis coming, like almost like cassis liqueur. That deep and rich, that slight heat. I'm also getting like the smallest hint of like freshly made grape spirit, not ethanol. Ethanol has a sharp tang that is unpleasant to the nose. I'm talking like freshly distilled grape spirits before aging. That kind of becomes I don't know, almost grappa-like scent. Oh man, it's got bundles of character. The color is ideal. The region's perfect. I can't believe that by doubling the price of a $10 wine, making it a $20 wine, it can yield something this quality. That is just nuts. Oh, yum. Alright, let's dive in because I can't wait anymore. Forget about that. That has got to be the nicest one I've had this year. Holy moly. Holy moly! I think that's gonna, like, it has to be ranking as one of the best wines I've tasted. That is just beyond delicious. Tannin still has a beautiful characteristic of like drying out the tongue, but so gently that beautiful, deep, rich stewed prune, stewed fruits flavor is just lingering on the tongue. The integration of timber is just so beautifully balanced. It's a gigantic wine that has learnt how to behave itself. Holy moly. Like young, I can't imagine how rough this would have been. I can't even imagine it. But in its old age, it has gained the dignity. Oh, those beautiful porty notes of properly aged wine coming in right at the very end. That is just almost too delicious. This is one of those wines where you hide away and you have the bottle to yourself before anyone else can get to it. You use the biggest glass you got, not because you want to enjoy the bouquet, it's because you want more of it. Oh, that is just a beauty. Mm. Oh man, that is just delightful. I'm enjoying myself a bit too much. And that's still evolving in the glass. I started drinking that too soon. The reason I double decanted it was first and foremost you have to remove sediment. That is the biggest problem with beautifully old aged wines. Is it builds up a lot of sediment at the bottom there. It's been sitting for 21 years. And second of all, in order to just let it breathe a little bit, it's been pent up for longer than some people have been alive. You know what I mean? Technically speaking, this wine is now of legal drinking age to drink itself. Think about it that way. But that is just so delightful. So, conclusion: spend the extra $10, please. It's not even fair. Crazy, absolutely crazy. This is a great example of what happens when you can have a half decent budget, you know your regions, and you have, the confidence to hold on to something for a bit of time. This is a reward and a half. This is, my wine saying thank you for looking after me for all these years. Unreal. One day I hope to God that you guys can truly come to enjoy a properly aged sample of a good quality Australian Shiraz. Don't get me wrong, this is by far not a aged Barossa, for example. But in and of itself, it has its own character, it has its own class, it has its own style. That is just extremely attractive, at least to my palate. Oh, it's just a winner all through. I'm going to stop you over in. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. And do me a favor, go and get yourself a good quality Shiraz and sit on it for a couple of years.